right, it's summertime. It's that time of year, hot girl summer. We're all, creating a lineup of sorts when it comes to the men in our lives, or even if you are already taken. I think our next guest, Dr. Tara, can help you out there too. She is a relationship and sex expert. Her and I jump right into it and get into how to have a safe and healthy, fulfilling sex life and all the connotations that go with women and really asking for what they want. It's a very interesting conversation full of some really good information and some tips. So hopefully y'all can get inspired and maybe use a few. We'll see. Hey Slay Nation, we are back with another bomb episode. I am super excited to introduce you to Dr. Tara. She is honestly like, I can already tell we're going to be really good friends. She is a sex and relationship expert. She's been seen on Women's Health, Cosmopolitan, all these other places. And I really wanted to bring her on because it tis the season, y'all. Tis the season for a collection of lineup of men and women. And, we just want to make sure that y'all are having a successful, fulfilled, safe sex life. And we want to be able to kind of talk to our lovely friend here about ways we can go about doing that, especially if we're still trying to figure out our lineup and we just audition in these lovely men. So, Dr. Tara, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I love Slay Nation. That's amazing. Slay Nation.
It's what we call them.
It's Dr. Tara here, and I'm a professor of sexual communication and relational communication at Cal State University Fullerton. My sexual communication textbook is actually coming out next month. So I'm quite a nerd when it comes to researching and reading research on sex and relationship. And I'm also a relationship coach here at Luvbites and a podcast host for Luvbites as well, where we explore sexual wellness and sexual explorations. My goal with, when I coach people when it comes to like sex and relationship is whatever that makes you happy. Whatever that makes you happy. I'm not like a traditional therapist that's like, oh, like, let's get you this, like, let's get you, a monogamous boyfriend. Let's get you married. Let's make sure you're mentally stable to have kids. Like, I personally go with whatever your goal is. If your goal is like, listen, the next 2 to 3 years, I'm building my business. I do want like a somewhat stable friends with benefit, with a good friendship and a good relationship with them, but not necessarily trying to like, get married or have kids anytime soon. How can I go about like doing that? Then I coach you through different steps to get to the goal that makes you happy. So that's why when you were like, let's talk about this like summer, like hot girl summer, and like, are we lining up our dick appointments, or are we exploring one person, or are we exploring a couple of different people? Like, what are we doing? Whatever it is that you want to do, as long as it makes you happy, you go, girl. Like, you do you, right?
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited for this dang podcast. I think this is going to be so much fun. Yeah. So, I mean, like, okay, let's break it down. What exactly we're looking for. So let's talk to the women who are auditioning these men for a lineup to see if maybe during cuffing season, one of these people actually makes it, right? One of these people actually makes it. And there's a little, can you tell there's like a hint of sarcasm in my voice?
I'm like, you okay, Heather?
I mean, like, it's rough out here in these streets.
Oh, dating is tough. Especially when you're like in your late 20s, early 30s, or in your 30s as like a successful, like go-getter woman, is actually hard. I have a lot of clients in this demographics, and actually all my friends are in this demographics.
Oh my goodness. Okay, speak to that.
Yeah. I can see how dating brings like a lot of exhaustion and disappointment in particularly this demographics, because you know what, we're not in our early 20s anymore. We're not just going to go with like, oh, this person's so attractive, like let's date, let's, and then I'll try everything, like I'll drive all the way to you all the time to do this, or I'll like pay for your dinner multiple times, or like I'll help you move, right? And I'm saying all of this shit because I did it when I was in my early 20s.
Girl, same.
Yeah, literally, because I feel like I was always slightly more mature than like my boyfriends. So like I
Right?
had a boyfriend where I drove him around, like where, and then like just losing all my time developing myself, right?
Mhm.
But then approaching my late 20s, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm focusing on myself. I'm growing. I'm flourishing. I'm a happy, successful woman. But then that's like every woman that I know in my life is like that. And now what?
Right?
Now
And
that
now
like
what?
I'm
Now
34,
what?
like now what, right? Yeah. I mean, I feel really lucky because I met my fiance on the plane. So I can't be like talking shit about online dating because I didn't even like find him online dating. I accidentally sat next to him on the plane. But I do have a lot of clients and I do have experience when it comes to online dating, which is the premier place where people meet nowadays, right?
Oh
Are
my
you
gosh.
on dating apps?
Okay, so a little quick background. I know Slay Nation, if you've been listening for a while, you kind of already know the answer to all of this. You kind of already know the answer to all of this. So I it was like super into relationships, and I was in like a really long-term relationship, took a year or two off, in another 2 years relationship, took a year off, in another 2-year relationship, right? And then I got to like my mid to late 20s and I was like, yo, there's something wrong with like me in the fact of like who I am attracted to and why I choose to stay with these people that I know, like I end up finding out are not correct or not right for me in what I'm looking for. So I took like a solid amount of time off, a good like 5 years. And I was just like, I'm going to do me. I'm going to, build my business. I'm going to finish grad school. I'm going to do all of this stuff. And it was wonderful, just kind of like what you were saying. And so I had never tried dating apps until I moved to LA, which was about a year ago, right? Because I was always out and about. I never really saw the need for them. But when you move to a new place and it was after the pandemic and like, it's weird. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna hop on these dating apps. I tried Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. Those were the three. I was like, I feel like those are a variety enough of like what's happening to get a little taste of what this dating app world is like. Tinder was a joke. Actually, it was so funny. Super funny. I got just more laughs out of that. I have never seen so many crotch shots, and I'm like, really, guys? Like, I can't. I mean, like, your face has to be pretty too. I mean, no, I'm not like that at all. But and then I tried Bumble. Bumble was cool, like, but it was not as like user friendly, and it wasn't like I liked the equal playing field of like men and women being able to like talk to each other, whether like on Bumble, it's like mostly like women just reaching out and making that first move and blah, 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 which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Bumble
But I
was
like the
founded by a
option.
woman.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why like that kind of happens, right? Because they're just like, oh, we want it to be on your terms. 100% agree with that. But I kind of miss the factor of like being hit on sometimes and then me also hitting on somebody. Like there was an equal playing field. So I ended up actually really liking Hinge, and I'm still on Hinge. But I am like, my friends will tell you, I am the pickiest person. And it's not picky as in like, you got to look like this, you got to have this job, you got to make this. It's not that at all. It's like, I'm busy, you got to be supportive. I am definitely career driven. You cannot be intimidated by my strength. You have to like all of those types of qualities. It has nothing to do with the money and the status and the blah, 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 blah. I really could care less. It's more of like, values and characteristics and what's important to you. And are you passionate and blah, blah, blah. Right. So dating apps and I were cool for a little bit. And then I got real sick of them because it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I just cannot get a good read on a person through a dating app. And I'm definitely like an in-person person.
Yes. Yeah. um that's very inconsistent to all of the research about online dating and my like professional coaching experience, is that women, I mean men too, but mainly women, are they have online dating fatigue. And online dating fatigue is a real thing. It actually affects your mental ability to do other tasks. Let's say you do spend like the morning, like 20 minutes on a dating app. Uh, Throughout the day you may feel like distracted and tired if you're not having like a good that like 20-minute good session in the morning, right? Like let's say people just responded to your questions in a very like blah manner, in which
Yeah.
happens a lot, because
Yeah.
like when you look into research, people are so sick and tired of texting each other back and forth, and it's all like, mainly, not all, but mainly just really superficial stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, so like, have you been to Santa Barbara? Oh yeah, like I heard it was nice. You wish like,
Where are
yeah, like
you from?
where,
Like, what do
yeah, so
you
it's
do?
all
And I'm like,
just,
oh my
it's
God,
the
this is so
same thing,
annoying.
right? Like I have a client, a female client who like actually has all of this, the answers in her notes on her phone, and she
Oh,
would just copy and
smart.
paste. Yeah, she would just copy and paste because she's like,
Efficiency. I love it.
they all ask the same thing, and it sucks because dating, in a way it's supposed to be exciting, right? It's supposed to be fun
I
and
see it
exciting,
as
and
a
you
job. Like I see a lot
yeah,
of women who are like, "Oh my God, like I have friends that are just like, "Oh my God, dating, like isn't it fun?" and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Who the hell are you dating that is fun?" Because I'm out here and
you
this is like a part-time job, homie. What are you talking
it
about?
is, it really is. Yeah, like you think you can like have fun and be flirty and dress up and get taken out, and sadly, in the recent like 5 to 10 years, it's not been like that, especially the last 5 years with like COVID and everything, because during COVID people weren't able to meet face to face, so they would go on dating apps, like try to connect with a lot of people, and then like try to FaceTime, but then when you FaceTime you just realize it's a meh, like there's no connection, there's no chemistry. So online dating fatigue is real. However, when people ask me like, well, let's say I don't want to do online dating anymore, like I'm done, I don't want to do online dating, where can I organically meet people? I always ask, do you have a particular interest in something that it would be cool that your potential future partner also has this interest? uh One of my clients is like hiking. I love hiking. I personally go hiking twice a week, right? And I said, and I'm like, I'm not like that, but you do you,
Girl,
boo. Like that's
same.
so good for you. Um, and then I go, how about join a hiking group? Like people in 30s in LA, or like LA entrepreneur hiking group. And she's like, that's a brilliant idea. I have no idea. I don't know why I never thought about that before. And I said, yeah, sometimes we're just in our world. And when a third party, like an outsider, tells you, how about try this? You just didn't think about it before. So she did. She tried going on those. Like, obviously, the first time she made a couple of friends, like nothing. And then she just kept going. And I think the third time she met someone that she felt like very interesting and engaging, a little introverted, but she liked that. And she asked him out. Yeah, so he's a
Oh,
computer
get it.
engineer. Kind of, yeah, he's nerdy, he's introverted, but like very smart. And when someone like start talking to him, he'll talk, but he's too like shy to like talk to other people. So they have been now dating for 3 months. They've now been dating
Wow.
for 3 months. Met in this hiking group. So now they would go hike all the time they have like a dog. Not they, like he has a dog, so they would, like, them and the dog would go hiking all the time, and they would drive to places that are a little bit further away, like 2 3 hours to go hike. And it's just beautiful,
Oh,
right? So to
that's
me it's
sweet.
like, it really is, to me it's like, maybe it is more work to put yourself out there in actual spaces and talking to a bunch of real life people. Maybe it is more work, especially if you're an introvert, because you have to expend a lot of energy. If you're an extrovert, I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah.
But if you're an introvert, or if you are, yeah, like if you're a social introvert, even like it is more work than just sitting at home swiping left and right. You have to,
That's
you know,
so
get dressed and
boring.
go out and meet people, and sometimes it's like people that are like, you know, mildly interesting, but then, you know, like if you just kind of keep going and you do you, right? She liked hiking anyway, so if even if she didn't make any friends, she would be hiking.
Right?
So
Ooh,
I said
that's
the
fun.
same thing. Yeah, I said the same thing with the girls in my life. Is like, how about go do something that you're really interested in? And when you go to meet up or like Facebook groups, but even meetup, there's a lot of meetups in LA. If you're in LA, there's tons of meetups. If you're in other big cities, I 100% guarantee there's tons of meetups. If you're in a small town, a little bit more difficult, right? Like I'm being realistic here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a small town, it's a little bit more difficult. However, one way that I've seen my small town girls have met people in real life is working at a coffee shop. Not like becoming a barista, but like take your computer and go work or study at a coffee shop. And when you do feel like, you know, an interesting energy approaches you, you have to be able to take initiative and say hi. And that's the hard part for a lot of, I would say, more introverted women, which is, you know, 50% of the world.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lot harder. Like, you know, I'm an extrovert. So to me, if I was at a coffee shop, even if I'm not like hitting on them or anything, I would be like, yo, I like your shirt. You know, it's easy for me to strike a conversation. But I completely understand. So here's a tip. If you're a little bit shy or if you're introverted, uh, you can always ask, like, would you order? Well, that looks good. What
Oh.
did you get? What did you order? Because yes, I know it's still like, still you have to initiate the conversation, but this is a good practice. Like, what'd you order? Right. So it will start like, oh, you know, cappuccino, like, and some people will continue to talk. And I demonstrated this multiple times on my own, just talking to people, and it has worked like
Oh,
beautifully.
wow.
I have tried, I've experimented this many, many times. Like, what'd you order? Sometimes I'm in line, and then after I order, I go up to wait, I strike a conversation with the person next to me. What'd you order? And sometimes people will tell you a whole story, because sometimes they will just say matcha and then pop like ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, I will say 90% of the time, they will ask you back, what'd you order? Or they will tell you a story. For example, oh, I ordered a matcha, quit drinking coffee 2 years ago. I feel like I'm becoming too addicted to coffee. And then you can kind of, you know, bounce a conversation
Go
off
from
of that.
there.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
go from there.
That's
So what you
awesome.
order is really good. If you're like at a communal table, or like, you know, you can always like put down your computer and stuff, and then like just what you order. It's the least like, there's almost no stake involved, right? It's low
Yeah.
stake. It's very, very low
It's
stake.
very low
Um,
stake.
yeah, it's not
What
like I like your shirt, or like it's not too invasive. It's just like what you order.
Yeah, it's very casual.
So
I
casual.
do have a question. Okay, so we kind of talked about like meeting people a little bit. I
Yeah.
kind of want to like see for our women who don't have a problem meeting people,
Right.
but take it to the bedroom. And I mean, I know women and men both are on this topic. It's a little awkward the first time or the
Mhm.
second time. So it's like, how do we kind of break this awkwardness? Because I know
Mhm.
that there's also sometimes where it's like you do meet somebody and you totally vibe, and then you take it to the bedroom and it actually vibes there too. But then you're just
Mhm.
like, why is that like my one in like a million times this actually happens?
That's a great question. I mean, think about, for women, right? Think about it. For hundreds and hundreds of years, we were taught not to be sexual. Like, of course, whenever we get into a sexual encounter, it's awkward. Like we're programmed to think, don't be sexual. And even if you're not thinking it forefront in your mind, it is deep down, like, because it's
It
so
is. It's
ingrained for
so
multiple like
ingrained.
hundreds of years, right? Even when we were a teenager, like as girls, our parents and the society tells you like, don't have sex, don't be sexual, because sexual women are like bad women, untamed women. They're not marriageable. They're not girlfriend material, not wife material. We were taught this since like young age, right? So obviously it's going to be like awkward for a lot of us, but here's like two practice that I typically do for myself and I tell like all my clients and my followers to do is one is sexual affirmations. And I do this every single day now because it's so ingrained in my habit. I have a habit of doing this every morning. So after I brushed my teeth in the bathroom, I would just look at myself and I'm like, you're an amazing lover. You look so sexy today. Like
Yes.
whatever it is of the day. And it sounds silly, but there's so much research in positive psychology that shows how effective positive self-talk is. Our brains are like supercomputers. You keep telling it every single day one thing, it will remember and it will manifest somatically in your body. So I have done this for like over 2 years now. So
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm sexy. Like I know I'm great at sex. I know that when I, get into a sexual encounter, I'll have a pleasurable, fun time. And I know that my partner will too, whoever it is. But I've done this for so long. Before I was very sexually anxious. I didn't even let my partner go down on me for like years and years and
Girl, you
years.
missing out.
So I know now that I'm allowing my partner anytime like to go down on me, I'm realizing that the anxious girl that I was not serving me well. And I think this is a place where all women can realize that sexual anxiety is normal, but it's not serving us. So we
Mm.
have to work on getting out of it, right? We have to work on getting out of sexual anxiety and really flourish sexually. How can we tell ourselves enough times until we really believe that we are sexy, that we are sexual beings, that we are great lovers? So sexual affirmations is something I do every single day in the morning in the bathroom. It takes me 5 seconds, but I tell myself every single day that I feel sexy, I am sexy, I'm a sexual being, I know I'm a great lover. And I just do that. Sometimes I move too because somatic release, right? Yeah, like I'll just do that and I do it enough times that now I like truly believe in it. So I highly recommend all women do this because we need to be telling ourselves, because the people that we have sex with are not going to, every time be like, oh, you're such a great lover, because people are hesitant and apprehensive when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
sexual communication. And I've done lots of sexual communication research to know that people don't sexually communicate. And as much as maybe you enjoy the experience, you're not going to tell that person like, you were so good at this ABC, or like, I love it when you looked at me like that, or like, that was an amazing experience. Like, people don't say that um as often as they should. So
Yeah.
you really should tell yourself that you're a great lover before relying on external validation.
Yeah. So that kind of actually brings me to my next question about sexual communication and
Mhm.
how to effectively have that when you're out there playing the field. But also, like, how do you have that when maybe things are starting to have a serious feel to them?
Yeah, that's a great question because uh it's two different like communication scripts, right? So if you're just kind of out there like playing the field, or just like experience actively dating, if you're out there actively dating and you are someone who is down with casual sex, I would definitely be more upfront with like, I'm into like, for the next like year or so, this is kind of what I'm into. Like, I'm into casual sex right now. I'd love to have you in my life as a friend, but like, that's kind of what I'm into right now. And I would also communicate during sex, like, here's what I really like, or do you want to go down on me? Or, oh, can you finger me before we, you
Mm-hmm.
have to kind of instruct your casual sex partner because they don't know you very well. You have to instruct them like, oh, finger me first, right?
Yeah.
Or like go down on me
They're not going to
first.
know.
No, they're not going to know. And men, when they're excited, they just want to move on to penetration. But for
Mm-hmm.
women, if you literally just kiss for like 2 minutes and then penetrate, your vagina is not even ready. Like
No.
there's
There's a
blood has
buildup.
not rushed there. Right. Yeah. It's physically not possible. So I would like if they were, starting to like take their
Like,
pants off,
uh-huh.
starting to like move into position, I would say like, oh, whoa, like, can we kiss more? Can you go down on me? I would instruct them. And I know it sounds like very demanding, but in that moment, when the guy is so hot and turned on by you and the interaction, you asking them what you want is actually rated very sexy and attractive. So research found that people who communicate what they want, what their sexual desires, is perceived as attractive. So when you're
See, it
just like,
pays. It pays in both
yeah,
ways.
yeah. So instead of, being shy and like not wanting to, thinking like you don't want to be instructing people, you don't want to be demanding, shift that perspective to like, oh no, a woman that knows her body and what turns her on and what gets her aroused, and tell the person, they'll tell the partner, is an attractive woman. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe shift the mindset to like, it's okay, and just start slow. Like maybe know what you like. Like, let's say I'm a finger kind of girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually ask my sexual partner, can you finger me first?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're usually, oh yeah, they think it's hot. Right. Because then
Yeah.
I come through fingering, then
Uh-huh.
I'm ready for penetration, like the penile
There's
penetration.
steps. There's steps
There's
to
steps.
get to certain
Yeah.
points.
And there's steps for everyone. So for some people, they want to be, like one of my clients want to be like kiss and lick on the back of her neck,
Mm-hmm.
because like kissing and licking, like kind of making out with like her neck and her
Mm-hmm.
chest, makes her wet, like makes her
Mm-hmm.
very
Ready.
sexually aroused. But before we even get here, a lot of, I have to tell you, a lot of women don't know what they like.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I have I have been surprised by that, by
A lot
some
of
of
people
my
don't know what
friends,
they
where I'm like,
like.
wait, what? You didn't, girl, you okay, all right, let's sit down, let's have a cocktail, let's talk about this.
Right. Like, do you like making out with tongue? Like with a lot of tongue? For
Yep.
example, right? Like a lot of people like don't even know and they can't verbalize it. Like, for example, Heather, do you like making out with tongue?
Um, I would say it's like a middle amount of tongue. I've had like too
Yeah.
much tongue, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, we need to slow down. And
Yeah.
I'm like, retract all of that.
Yeah.
Take,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's make it about 1/4% of what you're doing. Like,
Yeah. Like 50% tongue, right?
yeah, yeah. But I'm also like a lip biter. I I'm also
Okay.
a lip biter. So, but I have never had a complaint, I should say, about my kissing technique. I've always been
Oh,
complimented on my kissing technique. So, I am a
love
good
it.
kisser.
Slay, girl. I'm a biter. That's why my page is called Love Bites. It's really personal to
Oh, that's
me
so
because
cute.
I love giving love bites. Like to me, it's hot seeing a bite on the man's body the next day or later that night that I bit them. Like to me,
Mm-hmm.
it's like my mark of like sick ownership.
Right. You're like,
In which I
for me,
love.
it's
It's
just
really,
like, that was fun, wasn't it? Like, and then
yeah,
it's like little
exactly.
reminders during the day.
Yeah. But even that, like from now on, ladies, like, ask yourself, ask your friends, like, what kind of kissing do you even like? For example, I had no idea that I actually like 10% tongue only until my current partner who does not like tongue. And so even we have like the most amazing, the best sex I've ever had in my life.
Shout
But
out.
our
Being
kissing is,
sexually fulfilled is amazing.
it is so amazing. And people ask me all the time, like, why are you always so happy? I'm like, because I'm fucked good.
Just
Period.
saying.
Just saying. Yeah, that's why it's natural. It's all the oxytocin and serotonin and all the
Mm-hmm.
good hormones. But basically, I didn't know that I only like 10% tongue. Like, so in the past, when I've had boyfriends that were like 80-90% tongue, I had no idea that that was a turn off until like I'm learning more about myself and I'm journaling the kind of things that I like. So that's a good practice too, is journaling the kinds of things that you like so that you are ready to communicate to your casual partner. Now let's switch to people who have been dating for a while. Let's say
Yeah.
you've met someone, you've been dating them like 3 months, 6 months, even a year, even 2 years. But like early dating. Early dating is typically conceptualized under 2 years. I would have a sexy check-in like every month, a sexy check-in every month. Every month I would ask my partner, how are you feeling about our sex life right now? Right. Or
Okay.
from 1 to 10, how are you feeling about our sex life right now? From 1 to 10, right? And sexual wellness, it's very much dependent on things that are going on in our lives at the time. So I want to make sure that we're both generally sexually happy, no matter what kind of stressors and health issues are in at the time. So for example, when I asked my partner back in September last year, I was extremely sick. I was in the hospital for multiple
Ooh.
days. And afterwards, there's a lot of recovery. So I asked him, like, how are you feeling about our sex life right now? Right. He's rating it about 6.5 out of 10. Makes sense
Yeah,
because we're
makes
not
sense.
having
We're not having
sex.
it.
Right. And usually like when we're not having sex, for example, if I have like period or cramps or whatever, then we would like exchange something, right? Like
Yeah.
he would like finger me or go down on me while I like give him a hand job or a blow
Yeah, yeah,
job,
yeah.
right? But during that time I was sick. So it's totally understandable, but it allows him to speak up. It allows him to feel empowered in a relationship to communicate sexually with me. A lot of times I think men are afraid to bring up sex topics because they don't want the women to feel offended by it,
Mm,
because a lot of women do feel offended by it. That's
yes.
just facts. Like when they bring up sex, you feel like, what's wrong? What's wrong
Yeah.
with me? Nothing's
Well,
wrong
the
with
same
you.
could be said for men though.
Yes, 100%. And that's why, so on my TikTok, like it's, the misogyny is real, but on my TikTok, I would do like a video, like, the happiest couples. And this is huge research. I mean, like based on 10,000 people sample size. Research found the happiest couples talk about sex, have sexual communication once a week, once a month, whatever, but it's in their relationship repertoire. And I will get a ton of comments from men on TikTok. Oh, if you do her well, you don't need to talk.
No, that's
Like
false.
it's so gross, so gross. Like, yeah,
That's
I'm
so
reading them.
false.
I'm just so
I was
gross. I
like,
don't even want to
I
respond.
have been in situations where I've had sex and it was horrible. Okay.
Exactly,
I'm like,
exactly,
somebody has not told you what is up, and and it
exactly.
shows.
It shows, like, I'll just blow her back out. There's no need to talk, boo. Like,
I'm like,
so gross.
okay. I'm like,
Yeah,
so
I think
mental note, no sex with you.
no, exactly. I think it's men like this that are tainting like women's dating experiences. Like
Oh,
men
yeah.
that are, bad communicators, that are narcissistic, that makes women going out on dates with them feeling like, damn, dating fucking sucks. Right. Um,
Right.
so I do think asking the sex questions early, even if you've been dating for 2 3 months, like just ask, how are you doing? How are we doing about our sex life? Like, how do you feel? Right. Or from 1 to 10, how do you feel about our sex life right now? That's my question. And please take it. Please just use it.
Yeah.
How long, however long you've been dating, ask this question. It's so important because it allows the relationship to have that room for sexual communication in the future.
Yes, exactly. And here's the thing too that I kind of want to point out to people is the fact that you don't have to be the woman playing the field to have this conversation. You can have your one or two people that you're talking to, or that one person. If you're a person that like does one person at a time, that's totally fine. You can insert this dialogue into that relationship so that you can see how comfortable people are about talking about it, but also to maybe you yourself or you inspire your partner to be a little bit more comfortable talking about it, because it's clearly not talked about enough.
Exactly. And that's an amazing point, Heather. It's not just about that particular like relationship. It's a practice for you, a practice for them. You can get to learn more about them and their perception of talking about sex. You may inspire them to be asking other people in the future or tell their friends like, "Hey, this girl asked me this." Like so interesting. Like, maybe you'll inspire like a ripple of positive sexual communication in your community, like whoever you're related to, you're
Exactly. Like,
friends with.
and you
Yeah,
remove like the taboo-ness that is then put on that by like years and years and decades upon decades of like, social, cultural, freaking pressures that are put on like women and even on men in some
exactly.
aspects. And, if you
Exactly.
kind of just start that open dialogue, I think you're going to see a lot of positive change. You
Yes.
think, yeah, I mean, I would hope so.
Dude, you will I guarantee you will see 100% see the change, because in my last relationship, I did not do this. And in this relationship, the current relationship that I'm in for a few years now, I've been doing this consistently. Oh my God. The amount of communication and open-mindedness and security and connection that we have is mind-blowing. It's insane because I open up the floor. I was the person started talking about sex and asking him how he feels about sex, because he's introverted and he's not going to be the person that does it, right? So I started doing this because I learned in my research and reading that speaking about sex is very important in a relationship. So I
Yes.
started speaking about sex like literally like 1 month in, like even when it didn't have sex, I was already talking about sex. But the asking like, how are we doing sexually? I asked like 1 month in, and I consistently ask this question even though we've been together a few years, because it's
Mm,
so important to me that we are both reminded that sexual wellness has to be a thing, has to be a priority in our relationship.
that's a damn soundbite right there. Sexual wellness is a thing, people. Oh my
It is
God.
100% a thing. And as much as like a lot of women might want to deny it because we were taught to like not value sex as much. Because again, remember like when we were
Oh,
teenagers,
it's
it
it's
wasn't like
it's
a
the whole
trophy.
right. It's like, oh, I don't want to be a trophy, or oh, like I'm not gonna sleep around do this. And like, look, granted, I mean, I still have a little bit of those feelings, but I think for me, it's like it's just because I'm not gonna sleep with just anybody. I'm not a casual sex type of person.
Right.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with those who do, and nothing wrong with those who don't. I mean, it's just not what
Exactly.
works for me personally.
Yeah.
But like I'll also it's like one of those things where, and I don't know if you have those people or you hear those people, because obviously, I mean, you're a doctor, so you talk to a whole bunch of people. But it's almost like when somebody kind of talks to me, it's like, oh, sex is overrated. I'm like, it's because you haven't had good sex.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my theory. Although I do believe that the importance of the importance of sexual wellness for a person does vary.
Mm,
Um, some people it might be like moderately important. Some people very important. Like it's very important to me, right?
yeah,
Versus
that's
maybe for
true.
some of my exes, it was just moderately important, which is fine. And then also there's cases of like asexual people
Yeah,
that is not important at all, right?
yeah,
But then again, like in that case, you should be communicating that in advance, because it's kind of like you're trapping people into be in a relationship with you, thinking like that sexual connection is an option when it's not. So if you
yeah,
are asexual, if you're like sexual attraction is at zero, like you experience zero
nothing.
sexual attraction, you should be upfront with people like, hey, I think I'm the ace spectrum. Like I think I'm asexual on the ace spectrum, because I think that's fair, right?
Yes.
Because an asexual person meeting another asexual person can be in a great romantic relationship based on no sexual activities.
There you go. I mean,
Right.
so everybody is different. What I really want to like wrap up this interview with is, because it would be irresponsible for me to talk about all of this and not talk about safety.
Mhm.
So safe sex, whether you are casually having sex, whether you're in a relationship or not, what are some things that we need to be talking about before we
Mhm.
have sex at all? with our
Yeah.
partners, because especially if you're out here playing the field and that kind of stuff, like nobody wants some grossness.
No. I actually did this, and my friends will know. I asked them for a test. Yeah.
Oh,
And
you're not the only person I know that does that.
yeah. And I'm a pretty upfront person. So I would be like, I'm really attracted to you. Uh, and I do want to have sex with you. But I would like you to get tested. Uh, Here's my test. So I typically offer mine first. And then it's kind of like based on reciprocity rules, right? That like
Hmm.
when you offer something, people typically feel obligated to offer something back.
Yeah.
So you don't usually just ask them without offering mine. I would just say like, hey, I'm so attracted to you. I'd love to, get together and, fool around or have sex, or I want to have sex with you tomorrow. Um, can you send me a
Get
test?
tested.
Here's mine. Yeah.
Yes. And
So
then
I just
okay, so I know that there are people out there that are like, oh my God, but those tests are like so expensive. I got to go to my
uh-huh,
doctor. I got to do this.
uh-huh,
Okay. So what are some options? Because I'm a full-fledged believer in this practice, people.
if you have insurance, these tests should be free with maybe co-payment of $15 to $30, depending on what your insurance is. If not, you can make an appointment or call the closest Planned Parenthood to you, and go to Planned Parenthood to do that. If you're dating someone who is also, very hesitant to do it for some reason, I think that's a big red flag.
Mm,
Like if they're like, why? Then you can, be like, well, because we're both dating a lot of people, and I want to be safe because my health is my priority, and here's my test. So I would
yeah,
love to see yours. And if they are still like so against it, I would say that this person is not worth the time. Even though you're
exactly.
so sexually attracted to them, you will be sexually attracted to so many people.
Oh my gosh. Right. Okay. That's
Yeah,
normal. That's
yeah. So
normal.
it's not, yeah. However, like for those that are not into tests, like if you're a woman that are like, well, what if like I'm really in the moment, I just want to go for it? Of course, always use a condom. It only takes that one time to get something. And I
Yes.
mean, granted, if it was just something that can be treated with antibiotic, like chlamydia or whatever, then that's like lower stake, but it only takes one time to get something really serious. So I would 100% say like a condom is a must. And of course, if you're on birth control, that's
Yes.
something too, especially now after Roe v. Wade.
Wait,
Like you
exactly.
definitely want to be on birth control or a different birth control form that that you are
That you
familiar
feel
with or
safe.
educated
Yeah.
about. Yeah, because I have a student, because I teach in college, so I hear from a lot of people. I have a student that does her temperature every day to measure her like pregnancy
Yeah,
viability.
yeah, like yeah, or
And that's
ovulation. Because
her.
isn't it like if you are like running a higher temperature, you are probably ovulating or something like that, right?
Right. So I'm not educated in the temperature method of birth control. But there's lots on the internet that you can Google
Yes.
if you want to like go with that route. I was on a birth control pill. Um so I felt like pretty safe when I was casually having sex with people. Um, and I mean, I'm a like when you were like, I'm not a casual sex kind of person. I'm a casual sex kind of person. So I definitely wanted to be on the pill, to make sure I
Yeah.
don't get it. Other than that, there's the one in the arm. There's also various different kinds of like medication, because a lot of people tell me it's um what's the word? It fucks them with their hormones.
Yes. Yes.
I would ask the doctor like, hey, this kind, like I literally had no period for this amount of months, like what's wrong? Or I definitely think that there is one kind that will fit you. Like I found mine on a second try. Like I was on one thing before and I didn't like that. It made me very crampy, and then I got on a different one in which worked well for multiple
Yeah.
years. So I would try different ones if it made you feel shitty.
Yeah.
But I always recommend being on the pill because I did, and I feel like it was safe for me. And then, of
Yeah.
course, a condom. And don't feel ashamed to be a woman with condoms. Remember Samantha Jones when she went to, what was it, Abu
Yes.
Dhabi, and like she like opened her bag and the condoms
Done
fell everywhere. Like,
forever.
yeah, it's cool to be a woman with condoms.
I
'Cause
think honestly, I think it sets a standard.
yeah,
I'm like, okay, I respect myself enough. Like, we may be doing this, but you ain't doing it like with nothing on. Are you kidding me? Like,
right,
I have enough
right,
self-respect for myself. No, no, no. This is not how
right.
this is working. So I mean, those are definitely some avenues. And if you are on the Socially Slays website, we did do an article about, I think it was like 15 to 20 different types of birth control that are
Yes,
available to you, but we only know about 5. So go to that article and check
yes.
it out and see, maybe, there are some things that you probably don't know about. There were things that like I had no clue about. And I actually interviewed a doctor for this.
Mhm.
So there's some
Yeah,
pretty credible information in there. So definitely go check it out. You can go to the Social Slays website, go to the article section. You can type like types of birth control or 15 types of birth control. I think the title was like 15 types of birth control. Why do we only know about 5?
right. I'd love
Yeah.
to share that on my Instagram. I think that's so valuable.
Yeah, no, I would definitely, I'll send it to you. And it's just to let you know that you have options.
Yeah.
So, just to wrap it up a little bit more, where can people find you, follow you, get in touch with you?
Yes. So everyone can find Slay Nation can find me on my website, lovebites.co, LUVBITES.co, lovebites.co, and all my socials and work is on there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Tara. We have
That
learned
was
so
so
much.
fun.
I really think we're going to have you back on. But until that time, thank you so much. I really enjoyed our conversation. And Slay Nation, we will catch you later.
Whoop whoop.